Dear Nathalie, many coaches and trainers need to make a decision. And the elementary question is, how do I build my business to ensure results for my client and sustainable business success for myself with ease, without having a constant struggle to try to make ends meet? Dear Nathalie, you are an expert for the next level business growth in the coaching and consulting industry. I am very curious to hear about what you do exactly. But first the question, what does success mean to you?
It's a very good question, thank you, Michael. Basically, I think the level of success is determined by the level of fulfillment and happiness in your life. So when it comes to my clients, it's basically how big of a smile does the work I do with them put on their face? And when it comes to my private life, I think it's exactly the same. I believe that we're put on this planet to make a difference in other people's lives. And the amount of people I can help to make their lives easier, better, have more fulfillment and happiness determines the level of success that I have as a person. And on top of that, I would like to emphasize that I truly believe that success is a journey. It's a journey of constantly growing and learning and expanding and getting bigger, maximizing, making more of what's there. So it's 3 levels: fulfillment, happiness, and constant learning. That's what success means to me.
Dear Nathalie, many coaches and trainers are at a crossroad. They have to make a decision. Now, if they want to work as a coach on a long-term basis. And the elementary question is, how do I build my business to ensure results for my clients and sustainable business success for myself with ease, without having a constant struggle to try to make ends meet? Dear Nathalie, your motto is, your success matters. What exactly do you do?
Thank you for asking, Michael. Let me give you 2 examples to answer your question. So basically, there are certain people, they are in a job, they're stuck in a job, and they feel that they're not fulfilled. They feel like they're doing a 9-to-5 job without any meaning, without any purpose behind it. They feel stuck because they need this job. They need to make ends meet, they need to pay the bills, possibly have kids, children, family, or mortgage to pay, and they need a job in order to make that happen. But they don't feel so fulfilled. And these people are typically also somewhere across their life, they have come across coaching or consulting or teaching or helping others with their specific skills and know-how. And the idea pops up in their head that this might be a good idea for creating a business around, helping other people with their specific skills. And the struggle that these people are facing is typically that they don't know where to start. Because being an entrepreneur or being an employee requires different skill sets. So that's the first group of people. Now they're at a crossroad. They can do 2 things. They have 2 options. They can either stay where they're at, stick to the status quo and say, okay, I'm just going to stay where it's safe and in my job where I know what's going to happen, and constantly ask themselves throughout their life, what would have happened if I would have made that business happen?
What are the options?
There's actually 2 options. Either you stay where you are, stay where it's safe, stay in your job, or you decide to take action and do whatever it takes to make that business happen. And then again, you have several options. You can go on the internet and look for answers and try to do it yourself, which is a very long journey, or can be a very long journey. Or you're looking for a mentor or somebody who can help you along the way, which is much shorter and with less struggle. And then there's a second type of person that is already in the coaching and consulting industry, but is also stuck. And not stuck because they're not living their passion, but they're stuck because they're just not moving forward. It feels as if they were driving with the brakes on. It feels as if they were pushing the rock up the hill. And they feel that they should be in a better place, in a bigger place, having a bigger impact with more people, but they're not, and they don't know what they're missing.
Well, I know this feeling too.
Okay, yes, thank you. I come across so many coaches and consultants struggling, and there's a couple of components that are missing in their life that are crucial to their success and end the struggle. So first of all, they don't clearly see what their strong points are. They don't clearly see what their superpower, as I call it, is. And when that happens is they don't clearly communicate it. And what happens then is people don't understand what the value proposition is.
What's the key, Nathalie?
The key is to first of all get really clear what you're good at and convey that in a short, concise way, preferably in less than 2 minutes. So people understand what your value is, and then they're willing to pay high value for your high value services. And the second one is become visible. Don't be the world's best kept secret. And the third one's try to create some kind of systematic approach to how you get your leads and clients.
3 important points for every coach, I think, and every trainer: to be visible,
absolutely,
to have a good communication, and to have a good product.
Yes.
And to be good in sales, I think so.
Sales is a very crucial point, yes.
And a lot of people you told about making a decision. Should I be employed or should I be a coach?
Yes.
Don't think that point. To sell is one of the important points.
Yes, they don't want to sell, especially when it comes to themselves. Selling yourself, marketing yourself is one of the toughest things to do.
And it's not easy.
Not easy at all, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Why do you do what you do? What's your story? What are your visions, your goals?
When I was 7 years old, I wanted to become a teacher, Michael. And my poor baby sister, who was 3 years old at the time, she had to sit in my classroom at home and learn how to read and write. And I just remember it so clearly. I was very annoyed at her because she wouldn't sit still, she wouldn't do my homework, she wouldn't do it diligently. And it was so much fun. And then I grew up and I totally forgot about it. And I took a detour of 25 years doing other things, one of them being an accountant, crunching numbers, sitting in a cubicle 10 hours a day, barely seeing my kids, and feeling really stuck. And those 25 years of my life, it was a journey, but I wish to help other people who see this calling of being a teacher, being a coach, being a consultant, which is all the same industry, and helping other people with their specific skills, such as Catherine, who discovered that she can talk to animals, have a communication, sense it in a different way, and be able to do that in a much faster, more efficient way than I did, taking 25 years of detour.
That's a personal note. What's a global note?
On a global scale, I believe we have many issues on this planet. And one of the biggest problems I believe we're facing is one of education. Because we have enough resources, but education and helping others with our specific skills, helping others with what we learned and experienced, I believe that on a global note can make the planet a better place. And hence my mission of helping other coaches and consultants grow their business so that they can help more people with their specific skills, so Catherine can help more people with the communication with their animals. Andreas can help more people with digital globalization, and Adelaide can help more patients. And I think we have this common theme here, and this essentially will make this world a better place. Other people helping others with what they know.
That's an important point, to help others, and I think this is one of the topics we have all together. Dear Nathalie, who are the people coming to you for help and advice for their next level business growth in the coaching and consulting industry?
Basically, I want to give you again 2 examples. So first of all, it's startup coaches. Coaches who have decided to start a business in the coaching or consulting industry, or people that are thinking about starting such a business. And those people are typically struggling with a completely different mindset, completely different skill set that is necessary as an entrepreneur or as an employee, especially when it comes to selling yourself, especially when it comes to positioning yourself.
Do we have an example? What is the difference between the one and the other one?
Yes, gladly. So as an employee, you don't have to look for clients unless you're working in sales. As an employee, you don't have to put up a business strategy. You don't have to come up with marketing or digital marketing. You don't have to come up with an idea on how to best position and market and brand yourself. And most importantly, I believe you have a steady paycheck at the end of the month. That's the biggest difference. So when people move into a coaching or consulting as a freelancer or entrepreneur role, they are overwhelmed with the different options that there are out there, and there's a lot of information. We live in the information age, so there's a lot of information, but that can get very, very overwhelming because they don't know what strategy to pick, what can they expect from it, what works, what doesn't, what is just a big marketing hype, and what is really leading to success.
And what is the second group?
The second group are coaches and consultants that are in the industry, but they're still struggling. They're below 10,000 euro or dollars or Swiss francs a month revenue, and they feel like there needs to be more. This message needs to be put out there more. There should be more clients, should be more revenue, should be more impact in this world. But it's not, and they don't know what they're missing. So there's a couple of key components, and they feel stuck. They feel stuck because it's not moving. It feels like driving with the brakes on.
Thank you, Nathalie. What tips can you give our audience so they can implement them now, directly in their home or in their business, without the need to consult with an expert for the next level grow?
When you are at home watching this and you feel stuck in a certain situation, so here's the thing, the situation is what it is, but the way you react to it and what you do about it, that's your choice. So make a choice, take a decision to do something about that certain situation, and then commit to yourself. Take a piece of paper, if you will, and write it down in a statement saying, I, Peter, I, Nathalie, I, Michael, hereby commit to do X by next Monday, and set yourself a deadline. And here's a tip. When you're setting yourself a next action, take baby steps. Don't put a big, huge thing that you want to do next week by Monday on your list, because that's going to just cause you to procrastinate and stop and talk yourself out of it. And the second tip that I want to give you is when you're thinking about that change that you would like to create and it scares you a little bit and there's fear popping up, that's a good sign, because it's a sign that you're moving from the comfort zone into the growth zone. But the only thing that fear is not good is when it talks you out of it. So when you start talking yourself out of that decision you took, and you say to yourself things like, this is not going to work, or this is too dangerous, or don't do that, then tell the fear to stop and acknowledge it and say, okay, thank you, you want to protect me, but you know what? I don't need you because I've got this. You say to the fear, thank you for wanting to protect me, but you know, I don't need it because I've got this. And you most certainly do. You've got this.
Yes, come on, shorty, let's go. Girl, I see you over there in the corner of the dance floor, and I know you're acting shy.